Welcome back to another quick anime review. Today we're going to be reviewing Sword Art Online Season 2, and like always, this is a spoiler-free review, and it's going to be under 10 minutes, or at least I'll try to keep it under 10 minutes, which actually I would have to try to make it over 10 minutes because, there's only so much you can say without spoiling the show. Anyways, Sword Art Online Season 2. It starts really good. I really enjoyed the new setting with the gun world, Gun Gale Online as they call it. And I really like the different take they put on it. It's like, you know how like in the first season of Sword Art Online, it's a game to where if you die in the game, you die in real life. Well, in Season 2, there's an antagonist that supposedly is able to kill people in the real world by killing them in the game. So it's the whole anime is about, trying to track down this antagonist, this death gun he calls himself, right? And, find out his truth, find out if he's actually doing it, if it's a hoax or whatnot. Like, it's a really good story and with really good characters. And I think there's only one real complaint I have about it, and that is, I guess, the length of the anime and then filler, right? So, just kind of like Season 1, there is a first half and then a second half, which was basically completely different, but at least the second half of the anime still continued the story in a way. Like, in the first half of the season, the story hasn't concluded or anything. It was still continuing the story, but like it still felt like a second half, right? It was still like split into two parts. While in Season 2, the first half of the anime is its own story, and the second half of the anime is its own story. It's completely separate. They're both great stories, don't get me wrong, but I feel like they should have just been separate seasons. Like, you could have made a whole season about Gun Gale Online. I think that's my favorite world that they have been in, was Gun Gale Online. I thought it was really, really good. And I feel like they should just had a whole season dedicated to that. And then the second part of the season, they go back into the elf world, Alfheim, I think it's called, Alfheim Online. And it's an okay world, and it has a good story in Season 2, right? But the two don't connect. I thought Season 2 was supposed to be all about Gun Gale Online, and then now we're back in the fairies world again, like we were in Season 1 in the second half, right? Like, it just, I don't know, it's kind of stupid in a way. Like, it's still a great story. Like I said earlier, it's a good story, but it just feels like it comes out of nowhere, right? It feels like it's filler, because if it was like a Season 3 or like a mini season, it would be like, oh, okay, yeah, like, you don't expect much out of it, right? Like, it's its own story. But having that as its own story but still be part of Season 2 just doesn't feel right. But either way, it was still really good. I think it was the best Sword Art Online has ever been. I'm actually I've watched all the way up to Season 3, including a mini season, and I'm trying to review these by rewatching them and making sure that my memories aren't false, right? So I'm going through and rewatching everything, but from what I remember, Season 2 is probably the best season I've seen yet. It was pretty good. I don't think it was perfect by any means. Obviously, I was having complaints, but like even like when the stories, right? I don't think it was perfect. I just they just needed a longer season focused on Gun Gale Online, so that they could focus more on that actual what's the word? That game, I guess you can call it, which technically in the anime is a game, but I was trying to find a better word for it. They should have focused more on that. They really should have, because it just feels like so much wasted potential. And it's just like gone. Like, I really want there to be another season to where they revisit it. Now, I do know that there was a mini season called Gun Gale, or Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online, and I'm about to rewatch that, but I'm talking about like with the actual main characters of Sword Art Online, like to return, maybe another death gun comes in, right? Like I don't know. I don't want there to be like a revisiting to Death Gun or anything, because all of that has been sorted out. I'm not going to spoil it, but of course the season's over with. There's going to be a fucking conclusion, right? But yeah, I don't know. It just feels like they just tossed this part of the anime away and just completely moved on. And it kind of sucks because it was so far my favorite part of Sword Art Online was Gun Gale Online, and it just feels like it's just not even there anymore, is what it seems. So I don't know. Just let me know what you think about that, but I need to give this a rating, and I'm going to give it, let's say, a 7 out of 10. Yeah, a 7 out of 10 is good. I think it was a good anime, a good show overall, but still, it just feels off in certain ways. I really don't know how to explain it, but definitely a big step up from season 1. So that's really good. Anyways, this is Big Gasai, and signing out.
I'm out. Later. Life is moving by, but I can't keep from asking why. I wanna relive all those nights. I'm gonna turn back time tonight. Used to have big dreams way